Hey everybody, I'm live and I'm not streaming from my computer. I'm in my bed because I'm tired and it's 11 o'clock and I try to get on before 9 o'clock Eastern time and it's next to impossible for me to get on when I want to be on here to talk to you guys. Let's see if I can get my cord. I think my phone is about ready to go dead. If I can reach it. Ugh. And I'm making all kind of faces. There we go. Did it work? I don't know. Am I plugged in? My wife has got these billowy things, see? These like curtain things on the bed. She always wanted like one of them princess beds. And so she's got these little curtain things on it. Like, ooh, ooh. Sorry, I'm in a mood. I'm tired. I've been playing with the kids all evening. Did get lost in time, and now it's 11 o'clock, and I'm exhausted. And then I'm like, shoot, I was supposed to get on and live stream for people and talk to people and ask questions. And I'm going to do the best I can with this thing because this when you do it on your phone, the chat flies by so quick, I can't keep up with the questions. So you have to, are you in here?
Do you want me to get in there?
You can help me answer questions if anybody has any questions. I'm only going to be on here for a few minutes tonight because I'm tired and I'm ready to go to bed. But I don't think my phone is actually charging. Let me see. Is it? It is. Awesome. So I hope everybody's doing all right in quarantine. Stuck in the house with nothing to do for days on end.
I like that joke you just read a few minutes ago.
I don't know.
The one about gas being cheap.
I don't know.
Reminds me of being a teenager.
Oh yeah, the memes going around. The memes are real. I'm telling you, in this world we live in now, where everybody's insane, crazy, scared for their life, the memes have been great. Jokes. When I was a kid, they were called jokes. But now all the new kids call them memes. And they get mad at you if you call them memes. So I like to call them memes because I'm irritating. To my kids, anyway. They think I'm irritating. Is that a bed bug?
No, it's not a bed bug.
No, behind my head. Right there.
That is where I had
Oh,
to
that
get
was
on my shoulder.
Oh, yeah.
I need to. That was so cool.
Carpenter bee treatment suggestions. Yes, carpenter bees are flying. I was killing a whole lot of them today. I think alpine is labeled for carpenter bees. I'm not sure. I need to look into it. I thought it was. But that's what I recommend, using something like a neonicotinoid to kill bees. They die real easy. But you got to be real careful not to use it around flowering plants because you'll kill honeybees. So it works really good.
Oh no, you're making faces.
Mm-hmm. Demon is great, but for bees, it's not. The problem with Demon is it's virtually non-toxic. If I were at my computer, I would pull the label and read it to you. You would be surprised. Even though Demon is labeled to use for bees, if you actually read the label, it says on the, it might even be the material safety data sheet or the SDS, where it actually says that it's virtually non-toxic for bees. It means that on a residual, it's not going to kill bees. It only kills bees on a like a basically like a hot shot kind of on target, on contact. Contact. That's the word I wanted to say. I'm really tired. I'm serious. I'm tired. But I promised you guys I'd be here tonight, and I feel bad when I don't show up and I tell you I'm going to be here. So here I am. I'm here. And I don't have any links. Yeah, contact kill, yeah. So you could spray them, it'll kill them. If you like to shoot them out of the sky, that's always a fun thing to do with carpenter bees. But I've been doing these live streams every night. I've been doing them straight for, I think this is be the fifth night in a row tonight. And because I'm trying to sell shirts, I don't have the link
I'll post it
today. Oh, you're going to post it. How has your business changed with the virus? Oh, man, see, I don't have my face masks.
They're in the washer. You gotta wash them. And we've always used gloves.
I always use gloves. I've always used booties because I don't like tracking in on people's house. So that's not a problem. I always use fresh gloves. I always use fresh booties. I always have. That's just something I just always do. As far as I've had a lot of people cancel, I was talking to a customer about it today. At the first time that I've actually gotten, yeah, I'm doing interior treatments. I got a guy that called this morning or this afternoon. He's my first frantic caller. He called me and he was terrified that I wasn't going to come to his house because a lot of people have canceled their, lots of stuff have canceled. And he called me and he was like, look, it's hot outside. The bugs are bad. I don't want you to think we don't want you. You've got to come. You've got to come to our house. Now, my wife has heart murmur, and so we don't want you coming inside, but you've got to come out here and you've at least got to do the outside of the house. You are coming, right? You're still coming, right? And I'm like, yeah, I'm coming out there. I haven't been told not to. So I come out there, you know. But as far as interior treatments, there are some things you have to go inside for. I mean, if you're an exterminator and you're going to do your job, there are some things that you don't have any option but to do an inside treatment for, like German cockroaches. People are not going to have German cockroaches living outside. They're going to have them in their kitchen, in their bathrooms, in their water heaters, where those things like to live. Oh yeah, that's my shirt. Alicia posted my shirt right there. But anyway, she's sitting right here beside me. But yeah, if you're dealing with, like, say somebody gets a nest of carpenter ants in their house, this is the time of year people find ants in the house. I did an ant job today where the ants were living in the dishwasher. Not in the dishwasher, but around behind the dishwasher. If I didn't go inside the house, I wouldn't have been able to kill her ants. So there are some things you have to go inside for, and you just have to take that risk and wear proper protective equipment, your personal protective, your gloves, you wear your face mask. I wear the thing like this, and I walk around in there like this. And sometimes I wear a respirator. If I'm really concerned, like if it's an elderly person or something, I'll wear a respirator. And it's so funny because I was talking to one of my customers. I don't fog anymore. I used to fog a lot when I was young. And when I started my company, I bought a respirator because there are some chemicals, if you're like, especially if you're doing termite treatments and you're in a crawl space, it's a good idea to wear a respirator over your face so you don't get chemical in your face. You don't breathe in the particulate. And so this is the first time since I've been in business that I had to open up. Yes, Leroy. But this is the first time that I have ever had to actually open up my respirator. It's the first time ever since I've been in business. But they are N95s.
Changing our business, though.
I haven't changed business at all.
I think that once we get over this hump, I think it'll be good for us because the pest control company's been moving to wanting to do outside only. They really are pushing this outside only.
Wait. Somebody said something. I didn't see that. I have a problem with these chat things.
Oh, sorry.
Top chat, live chat. There we go. Wish we had N95 masks. I would feel more comfortable with it if we did. Well, the thing is, I think I probably already had it anyway, but back in December. But I don't know if I did or not. I'm just assuming because of all the stories. But you read all these stories about people that get the flu and these tests they've been doing, and they're testing positive for coronavirus, or they're not testing positive for things like flu B and stuff, and then they're running the test again and they come back as coronavirus. And so I don't even know if the tests are even accurate or not, but I'm not really too afraid. I mean, the thing is, when I go out every day, I deal with people every day. Sometimes I get sick. There's diseases out there that you can catch and you can die from them every day. If I were that scared of getting a disease, I don't think I'd ever leave my house ever. I mean, the coronavirus is not going to keep me inside. I mean, there are horrible diseases out there that you can catch. People want to cancel their pest control, and they forget that there are diseases like Lyme's disease that you keep your entire life. The malaria, West Nile virus. What's that other one? The one.
Alpha-gal's been terrible around here with
What is that?
ticks. It's when you get a tick bite and it makes you allergic to red meat.
Alpha-gal?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know,
It's
alpha
been really
gal.
bad here in Lynchburg.
So it's hantavirus. Hantavirus is really common. The hantavirus still kills lots and lots of people every year. Even in the United States, people get the hantavirus. That happens. It's really common. And people want to say that this horrible coronavirus that you only have a chance of getting is so awful. Thank you. That's good. I'm glad. Blessed just said that I helped him with his roaches. And I'm glad. I'm glad. I hate roaches.
How do you feel about mosquito services worth the investment in time?
Who said that?
Uh,
Somebody asked about
James
mosquitoes?
W.
Yeah, Alicia's keeping up on my text and stuff because I can't keep up on it. Um, I don't do mosquito treatments. I'm not licensed for mosquito treatments. Not anymore. Virginia changed their law and made it against the law for me to kill mosquitoes. Now wrap your head around that one. You're going to tell an exterminator that's been spraying mosquitoes for years and years and years and years and years and years that all of a sudden you can't spray for mosquitoes anymore. That's something that they changed the law a year and a half ago, and they made it illegal unless you have a license. So they added a special license where it's and I could show you the book. My son actually has it. He's been reading it. But the health license book is like that thick. It's the 8 category. It's the health 8 category now. They added a category, and in order to treat for things that cause health issues like ticks and uh, mosquitoes, you have to have that category. Anything that's considered health. But there's lots of things that are considered health hazards, like cockroaches. Cockroaches are a health hazard. Mice are a health hazard. Uh, Fleas are a health hazard. The fleas cause the bubonic plague. All right. Those are 3 things right there that are health concerns. I mean, I thought pest control was a health job. I mean, I thought that's what I was doing. I was protecting people's health. Black widow spiders kill people every year. Brown recluse hurt people every year. There are bugs that attack people and hurt people every single year that are health concerns. I thought pest control was a healthy type of job. Like that's the job I have. I have the job to protect people's health. It doesn't make sense. All of a sudden, now, since I've been like a child, since I could drag the hose for my dad, I've been doing yard treatments. Now, the way I do a yard treatment is that I make sure the customer has trimmed the grass. I got to trim the grass all the way to the ground, and you go through and we usually granulate the yard with a spreader, and then we come through and we treat the yard with a liquid application over the field. And yes, it's worth it. It's worth it more so for ticks even than mosquitoes. I feel like mosquitoes you need to do more often because mosquitoes can come back in, especially from neighbors' property. But ticks, if you catch them at the beginning of the season, like right now when they're breeding, you can cut them down. And sometimes people don't need another tick job for several years. I've got a customer who actually has Lyme's disease. I treated her house about once a year for, I mean, not once a year, but once every 2 or 3 years. She just calls. She's like, hey, I found a tick on my dog. Can y'all come out and treat the yard? And I hadn't been there for 3 years. The last time I did her house, that's back when I still worked with my dad. That was a long time ago. But either way, we were only doing her house every so often because what happens is the ticks have to come in from like the wildlife, like so deer and squirrel and chipmunks and things like that bring the ticks back into the yard, and then they reproduce, and then you have more ticks. But it takes a while for ticks to reproduce. They have to build back up a population. So at least that's in my instance, in my all the times I've ever dealt with ticks. Usually a yard treatment you only do once every so many years. So that's really worth the investment, not just for the customer, but I feel like as far as a pest control technician, I feel like you get more referrals, because the guy's like really happy because they don't have ticks anymore. They hadn't had them for years, and they refer you out to their friends and stuff, and you end up making more sales that way. So let me get up. I just can't be laying down like that. It's hurting my neck. So, so yeah, I'm not always sitting in front of a computer with my hat on and my nice shirt. This is my starter shirt. I've had this since I was a teenager. See, look at that. That's a blast from the past. You remember when everybody was wearing those starter jackets back? So, is that working? I think I had a glitch in the matrix.
I don't know. I don't know if everyone's like, oh, it's gonna change the entire world. We're never gonna be the same.
What, coronavirus?
Yeah.
No, I think people are,
People will
buffering.
forget. Everybody's like, oh, I don't remember swine flu. I remember swine flu.
I remember swine flu.
But my ex husband at the time got it bad.
And he died.
Bad. No, he
Damn it.
He had it bad. He was in, well, because he was active duty military, and he got it. And we were getting ready to leave the military, and we were on base, not housing, but
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned with, James, is making other people sick that I don't want to make sick. Hello!
Well, something like that could, early in the early part, could really hurt your reputation, I think.
Yeah. Well, when you're starting up and you've only been in business for a little while, all right, so imagine this. You don't even have to get coronavirus. All right. Let's say that you're in contact with someone who has coronavirus or has tested positive for coronavirus. Then what happens is they say, well, you were contacting so and so who had coronavirus, so we're going to quarantine you and your entire family for 2 weeks. How do you handle that when you're an exterminator and you're new into the business and you can't just call your customers and say, well, I just can't come to your house, but now you have to because you're required to. Who was that guy that said introduce somebody? Can you read it?
No, I don't know who.
Someone said introduce yourself. I'm Jason Akers. I'm with Green Acres Pest Control. I own my own pest control company. I've been doing pest control since I was 6 years old. It's all I've ever done, ever. So that's who I am. If you got any questions, ask me. I'll answer them. Anything at all. My favorite color is blue. I like ponies and rainbows. I like long walks on the beach. She pronounced
God,
correct.
I can't believe I got it right.
Oh, yeah, they must be able to hear you pretty good.
I was pronouncing names for customers all day, getting them wrong.
I've had most of my, and that's one thing about customers. I have had more people call me and tell me not to do the inside. I did write a letter. I wrote a letter and emailed it to everybody who I thought would need it, and told them that we always have practiced proper PPE. I've always wore gloves. I always wear booties. I have the option of a respirator. I have face masks. I have face masks that were made for me by a customer that were washed today. I wanted to wear them and let you see them. They're really cool. I really think they're awesome, but I can't wear them on the camera, but because they were in the wash machine. But yeah, so I have masks and stuff, and I can wear masks to keep people protected from me in case I'm asymptomatic or something like that. Now, as far as catching it from somebody else, that's kind of hard to do when no one else wears a mask. If they're not going to wear a mask themselves, I can contract it from them. They can't contract anything from me, but if they're not wearing a mask, it really doesn't protect me from breathing it in at all. But the respirator will protect me from that. So if I wear my respirator, that's one thing. But if you're walking and you're doing India dealing with corona, what do you think? What do I think? What do I think in India dealing with corona? I figured you guys with all the curry, y'all be immune to corona. That stuff will burn a hole through a battery cable. The kind my wife makes, anyway.
India, I've heard they've been very, very strict.
Yeah, they're strict down there, aren't they? What are they making you do in India? I'd like to know. I like to know stuff about other countries. I'm real interested in other countries and stuff and what they do and how they control situations like that. But I like Indian food.
They're stopping people here and asking.
Oh, yeah. I'm going tomorrow. So tomorrow I have a route in Roanoke, Virginia. And I have to go all the way to Roanoke. And I get a message yesterday that they're stopping people in Roanoke. They're actually pulling people off the road. The cops are pulling people off the road and reminding them about social distancing and why it's important not to go to parties and why it's important not to talk to people. And it's like, that's like defeating the purpose. I mean, yeah, you're a cop and all, but you're right here at my window talking to me. That's not 6 feet either. Why are you wasting my time pulling me off the side of the road? So I've got,
Want to take the kids on a joyride?
yeah, I'm just taking my kids. I wanted to do that the other day. I wanted to take the kids out and ride around the block for 100, 500 times until they all fell asleep in the back seat and leave them in the car. I'm kidding. I wouldn't leave my kids in the car anyway. But all right. So I work. I get to leave the house. I do, because I have to go out and I have to work. But when I come home, I don't get to do anything but stay at home. I don't get to go out. I don't get to go to Walmart because they got these lines now and they're only letting so many people in, which you don't really want to go in Walmart. I don't know. Going to Walmart is like going to the dentist or the DMV. It's just hateful, horrible, awful situation to even do. And so I hate going to Walmart, but I don't like going to Target. I don't like going to Walmart. I don't like going to Kroger because they line you around the block just to let you in the store. It's miserable going to the store now. And so it's like it's better off not even going anywhere. They closed down the parks. You can't even go and walk in the park. So, okay, see what he said? I'm messing up. Stupid phone. This is a stupid phone. I read it. Oh, I think I made you a moderator. How'd I do that?
Oh, he said in India they have 21 days
I
of
made you a
lockdown.
moderator. Ain't you special? I don't know how I did it.
Me?
No, not Najir guy. He's a moderator now.
Oh, he said they're on 21 days of lockdown, and then they have 5 days of liberty, and then 28 more days of lockdown. I just don't know about the thing here is with the economy and how are people going to make money.
Right. That's one of the problems here. The problem here is that our economy is not designed to be shut down ever. What is that?
Sorry, I did that. My bad.
That's probably why the cases are a lot lower in India compared to here. Yeah. Well, one thing too about here is that we've also tested a lot of people. I mean, I feel like the American, all right, this is one of the issues I've got with the way that everything's been going as far as testing. There are countries that are doing antibody testing. So basically, they can prove whether you've had it or whether you haven't had it. I've talked to a lot of my customers, and a lot of people don't feel like they are that they feel like they've already had it, basically. So if you think you've already had it, then you can do what is it, plasma? Is it plasma or serum? It's a blood test that they take. They're talking about doing just a little prick where they just prick your finger and they check you for antibodies to find out if you've already had the coronavirus or not. And that seems like it's justified to me. You can go to your doctor's office and get them to prick your finger. It's just like, doing a blood test for testing your sugar or something if you have diabetes. And then you'd know how many people have actually had it, because that's one of the issues is that we don't really know how many people have had it and how many people haven't had it. And so that's a concern.
He's saying, what's more important, the economy or lives? And I understand where he's coming from, but like my great grandfather died in the Depression, and he had 3 kids, and the mom remarried during the Depression because the guy promised to take care of her and the kids. And the first thing he did was he put them on a train to the orphanage, and all 3 kids got split up from one another. And so that was my great grandfather that died. It was my great grandfather that was put on the train. He ended up wandering the streets at 11 years old, trying to find work to feed himself.
She don't like me to put her on camera. That's why I'm just letting her talk.
It impacted my family for a very, very, very long time, like 50 years. The Depression was so bad. And they're talking about, this could lead into a depression for America. So if we stay locked down for 18 months, like some people are saying, it's going to be really, really bad. It's not.
Well, that'll kill people anyway.
It will kill people.
That will kill people.
Yeah.
But the thing about the coronavirus is it's going to kill people. Yeah. but how many people is it going to kill? It might kill. The problem is the there are no absolutes with a virus. It's still a guess. You're ruining the economy on a guess. You're ruining people's livelihood. People's entire future has been shattered because you're just guessing. I guess this might happen. Might happen. It may happen,
Even the Stanford.
And we want your family to starve because this might happen. So yeah, life cannot. If people die, people die. Yes, but that's exactly correct. And so people need to eat to live. That's a big issue. Starvation occurs in 10 days without food. So when you run out of food because you've been forced to quarantine, you can't leave your house.
But we're not actually quarantined. That's the thing.
That's like that. It's not true
everybody's
quarantine.
going to the grocery store, and everybody needs to go almost every day or every other day because they've put limits on all the food.
Right.
And so everybody is going to the
Well,
same
there's one
spot.
way. See, here's the thing. There's one surefire way to ensure everybody gets sick. Quarantine them, put a limit on how much food they can buy, but allow them to go to the grocery store. They go to the grocery store every single day because they have to restock their food because people have to eat. So the grocery store is open. So let's let everybody that go to the grocery store and intermingle. Some of the people in this country are wearing plastic bottles on their head because they can't get a face mask, and they think, well, something is better than nothing, and that's not effective. And so it's like you're going to send them there every single day because there has been a run on toilet paper. People have to wipe their butt. There's been a run on Lysol. You can't get Lysol. You have to be able to clean your house. You can't clean your house.
But here, you're allowed
Sugar, you can't find sugar. You can't find flour. You can't find meats. You can't find chicken or beef. I'm vegan, so I don't worry about that
If you're
stuff.
lucky enough to find
But
bread and milk, you're only allowed 2.
yeah, you're only allowed 2 loaves of bread. I got 5 people here in my house. How many sandwiches you think I can eat off of it a day? The thing is, people have to eat every day. Typically 2 times a day, 3 times is nice. But yeah, see, of course, Indians are vegan, most of them, a lot of them. That's why I love Indian food, because you can make it vegan no matter what. It's easy to do. I love Indian food. But Indian food and Chinese food, but don't eat bats. But oh, that was awful. I should not have said that. Oh, oopsie. But anyway, yeah, I'll tell you what, they ought to just stop the open meat markets. That's what they ought to do. You talk about being vegan. There's a lot of stuff you could talk about that and be all controversial and all upset people.
Yeah. Close down not just the wet markets, but the swine camps here and all the chickens.
Yeah.
Chicken farms.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, people get chicken disease here all the time.
Well, that's what is that flu that everybody gets that's so bad? The actual flu that kills people, it's an avian flu.
Oh.
It's the avian flu.
I can't remember what it's called.
But it breeds in birds.
Yeah.
But that's how you get it, because it jumps from birds to humans. That's what happened with these wet markets, and they call it wet markets because there's blood all over the ground everywhere. And it intermingles and it breeds disease, and the animals, the viruses jump back and forth from animal to animal, and eventually it jumps to a person and people die.
But the same stuff happens in the chicken farms and the pig farms.
Oh, I know.
Cow farms. And we're just as guilty. The 1918 flu came.
The thing is, if I could stay at home, I would have no problem doing it. Do you do a lot of bed bug jobs? Oh, yeah. I've got one tomorrow, and I got one Friday. That's plenty. But the most I've done in a day are 5. I've done 5 in one day. And 2 of them had 5 bedrooms, and both of those jobs had 2 king-size beds apiece. That was a big day for me, and I did them all. But see, I don't do heat treatments. I do liquid treatment, and the only way to do a liquid treatment is turn everything upside down. So, but it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. But I do a lot of bed bugs. Probably about a third of my income is from bed bugs alone. I use Crossfire and Alpine WSG. That's what I like to use for bed bugs. That's my weapons of choice. Me and my son will go together. He's been working with me since he was 8 years old, and I've been training him. And he'll go in and he'll do the interior treatments around baseboards and everything you can treat with Alpine, and then I'll go through with Crossfire and treat all the mattresses and everything else, the sofas and stuff. Yeah, I heard about that in India. Crossfire, if you try it, you'll never want to use anything else, but it is just really expensive. The only problem with Crossfire is it is really expensive and it doesn't stay. I don't think it, the label says once you mix it, you can't keep it. So it goes bad after 24 hours. I think it has to do with the way it suspends in water. That's just my theory. I'm not really sure if that's why. And so you can only mix how much you can use. So, if you use B&G and you're used to using it and everything, and you know about how much chemical you're going to go through, you can usually figure, well, this house is going to take a half a gallon, this house is going to take a gallon, and so you mix it based on what you need. And if you get 130 ounces, you mix it based on what you need. It's 13 ounces to a gallon. So it's a lot. It's a lot of chemical. I mean, when you're figuring Alpine's 30 grams to a gallon for bed bugs, you can mix a lot more off of one canister of Alpine than you can off of one, 130-ounce jug of Crossfire. You can only mix 10 gallons. So, but I am going to probably get off of here. It's late. I'm ready for bed. It's actually really late. And I got to get up really early to work tomorrow. But how much do I charge? It's different. Every job is different because I do statewide bed bugs, so I travel all over Virginia. I live in Lynchburg. I travel from Lynchburg. I've done jobs all the way in Blacksburg. I've done jobs at Virginia Beach. I've done jobs in the Chesapeake. I've done jobs up in D.C., the D.C. area, the Winchester area. I've done a lot down like in South Boston, down towards Danville, Martinsville. So I go all over Virginia. It depends on how far I have to travel, on how much I charge. So if I have to travel a really long ways and I end up having to get a hotel and everything like that too, I charge for that. So I'm still competitive though. I'm not even competitive. To give you an idea of the price difference, I'm not even competitive. So, I charge by the job. Now, I have a base rate per job. It doesn't matter how many rooms they have. I do a base rate. So I have my price I charge for the entire job because I don't do by the room. I do the whole thing. So I don't. I've turned down jobs. If somebody says, "Well, can you just do my bedroom?" I say, "Nah, you might want to call somebody else." I don't do that. I do the whole house because I think it's ultimately better for the customer. Mainly because the eggs will stick to their clothing and they'll transport them through the house, not even know they're doing it, and then they'll call you back in 2 months and think that you never did the job right in the first place because really you didn't. You need to do every room. And so I've just turned down jobs. I said, nah, I'm not going to do that because I'm like number one in Virginia for bedbug work. And I get calls all the time for people wanting to do like shoddy half-ass work. And I'm like, I'm not going to. I shouldn't have said half-assed. Yeah, YouTube don't like when you say words that other, things that are considered, oh, that's considered a bad word. I'm not supposed to say that. But anyway, I'm going to get on off of here. You guys have a great night. And I'll probably see you in a couple days. I don't think I'm going to stream. I think I'm going to take a break tomorrow. And then I'll be back, Thursday night?
Thursday night?
Thursday night. Look forward to it. I'll be here. And I'm not going to say I'm going to be here early because if I end up saying I'll be here early, I'll be here probably after 11. So I'll just be here when I get here. I'll see y'all then.